In today's video, we're going to talk about attention-seeking behavior in dogs. We're going to cover why do dogs show attention-seeking behavior, and the second, how do we resolve it. Hi, I'm Chetna Malik, a professional dog trainer and behavior specialist from Unleashed Dog Academy. With over 10 years of experience, I've helped thousands of families enjoy their dog's companionship and lead a better life. Now, what are the telltale signs of it? First, if your dog is toilet trained, but they still choose to pee or poop in the wrong areas, especially when you're not paying them attention, it could be a sign. Second, if they choose to destroy things or they bring the toys to you to show that they're about to destroy the toys, or even worse, they start to guard the toys around you. The third, if they start barking excessively or they start pawing at you if you pay no attention, these are all signs. Do we need to independently work on these selective behaviors, or is there a way to address all of them through one system? Most of the problem is that if you let your emotions dictate your boundaries, soon your pet will understand how to manipulate those emotions to get the engagement that they desire. For example, if you're driven by guilt, and as soon as your pet comes, you drop everything and then you start to engage with your dog without giving any attention to the structure of the day, your dog understands that through various behaviors, they can get the attention when they want. The second reason why attention-seeking problem starts is when you engage in a lot of baby talk. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love for you to talk to your dogs. However, what it does to your dog is that it teaches them that they can get your attention, and if you're constantly talking to them, they can bark, they can do different activities to get that attention back at them. The third reason why dogs show this behavior is when you give attention only when they do the bad behavior. For example, when you're working on your laptop and you're not paying any attention to your dog, they will bring a toy and suddenly you start to engage with them. Or worse, they start to destroy a toy or something that's important to you, and that's when you start to give them attention. Slowly, this becomes a negative pattern. Now, to a common man, it may seem that giving more attention is the solution. However, contrary, the opposite is true. Now, let's dive in on how to structure this and get this behavior out of your dog's routine. I'm going to give you my foolproof method on how to get this behavior out of the routine. But first, we will get into a three-pronged solution, and I'll leave you with a tip which is a common mistake that happens when people are putting this blueprint into use. Now first, let's talk about the blueprint. Firstly, you need to have firm boundaries. What I mean by that is, do not let your emotions guide on how you approach the dog. If it is time to play, you engage in play. At that time, you do not take your phone out, you do not get distracted. Also, when it's time for your dog to sleep, you let them sleep. You do not pet them, you do not engage with them, you do not create this FOMO that if they're sleeping, they're missing out on any activity. It will reduce the attention-seeking behavior. The second aspect that we need to care for is, are they enriched? Do they have a specific breed enrichment program where they are taken care both physically and mentally, and they're getting to use their energy in the right way? Without channelizing their energy, this method is not going to work. This is considering that your dog has a lot of energy, wants to engage with you. That means there needs to be a physical release of this energy in order for us to curb it. And third, the most important thing that you need to understand is that you need to ignore the bad behaviors, especially if you're in the vicious cycle where you reprimand your dog for doing the bad behavior and it keeps on happening over and over again. It led your dog to believe that as long as they're engaging in the bad behavior, they're going to get the attention. So for that confidence to break, you need to stop engaging with them when they show this bad behavior. Now that you have a bulletproof system on how to get this problem sorted, let's come back to the various mistakes that people make while training this out of their dogs. Number one, people go to corrections too fast. What it means is that your dog is already used to getting your negative attention, and when you jump to corrections, it only makes your dog more stubborn. So if you're reprimanding, shouting, yelling, hitting the dog when they do the bad behavior, it's only going to increase the bad behavior, even though your dog might seem a little scared or guilty when you are reprimanding them. The second common mistake that people do is that they get frustrated too quickly, especially when ignoring the bad behavior. You need to understand that before your dog exhausts this behavior, they're going to try their level best to get your attention. So when you're ignoring the bad behavior, it's going to go in a very steep turn before it stops. For example, if your dog ruins a shoe, you might see them ruining the shoe more than normal or getting riled up because they're not getting your attention. So the idea is that the behavior will go really bad before it gets better, but you need to be patient and be kind to your dog because they're trying to learn how to engage with you. So be sure to give them attention at the right time for the right things and remove your attention from the wrong things.